Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Ultra Sud podcast. I'm here with another very special guest, someone who's making their first appearance on the Ultra Sud podcast. Mickey Newen, welcome.
Thanks, mate. Happy to be here.
Well, now look, I know last week at the end I called out a particular person, Terence Carter. He's telling me, yeah, I'll come on, but at the end of the day, I think he's just too scared. And you know Terence, you know he's a little bit of, I'm a bit scared.
Yeah.
He talks a lot of stuff, but at the end of the day, Mickey Newen, you stepped up to the plate. It's big shoes to fill. I'm glad to have you here.
That bloke talks a big game, but, I'm here and he's not, so...
He's putting in demands that is just unbelievable. And I don't know who he thinks he is, but Terence Carter, next week, I'll see you here, round 5. Let's do it. I'll tell you then. Now, Mickey Newen, big footballer yourself, arguably the best footballer here at Ultra Sud.
Up there, I'm up there, for sure.
Okay. I thought you were going to take the humble approach, but no, it was good.
Definitely top 50.
Top 50. Do you know who's number 51?
Who?
Terence Carter.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
He's going to bash me, Mickey.
Me too, but it's worth it.
2v1.
Good content.
Tag team match.
We'll take it.
I love it. Now, Mickey, you're a Chelsea fan, and we'll get to that, because Chelsea suck. Man United, we had Kosta on last week. Javen's somewhere in the crowd. I think he's still celebrating, although his car did get towed and he can't drive his car anymore. He's celebrating somewhere because Man United put in an unbelievable performance. But we've got to get there later on. So if you do enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, do that business, follow the socials and stuff like that. Now, ultra good, ultra bad. We're going to touch on the segment. Trent AlexanderArnold. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to rip into Liverpool.
Let's go.
Trent AlexanderArnold is nowhere near Reece James. Ultra good, ultra bad.
This is a good topic. I think, a lot of people have this up for debate, and overall, I think Reece James is better. Liverpool have a lot going forward with Trent, but watching Liverpool, they struggle on that right side defensively.
Did he kind of get, I guess, glorified in the sense of Van Dijk and Matip or whoever else was next to Van Dijk was just that strong that it covered sort of Trent's faults? Whereas now, where I don't think Van Dijk is being that good, I think he got torn apart against Mitrovic. He got torn apart by Martial and Rashford on the weekend.
Yeah.
Now that Van Dijk's going to get exposed and Joe Gomez hasn't been that good, just not a lot of football being played, now Trent's starting to get caught out. Do you think that all plays into a factor?
Of course. Especially Joe Gomez as well. You need to get a good run of games in before he starts finding some form. And, like I said, Liverpool, I don't know, they're in a slump right now.
So you take Reece James over Trent?
Any day.
That is a huge call. I think Trent's still a baller.
No, I'm not saying he's not.
No, you said he's not.
No, I didn't say that. I said going forward, they have the same qualities, but defensively, I reckon Reece James any day of the week.
That's a huge call, but I like it though. I like it. Now, Champions League draw came out today.
Yeah.
Man United obviously wasn't part of it. I don't know if it was fake, but I saw today O'Shavin took out Manchester United.
I think it was last season.
No, it was last season, so I fell for it.
Yeah,
so I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
So I got clickbaited myself.
Good content from them though.
Good content. Yeah. Great content from them. Manchester United obviously weren't in it. Arsenal fans are all up and about, and then they were asleep this morning during the Champions League draw as well, but Chelsea got a decent draw. I'm going to give you a question. Ultra good, ultra bad. Is the Champions League easier to win than the Premier League? Now, people argue you've got to be more consistent over 38 weeks in the Premier League. The people say that the lesser teams and the lower teams in the Premier League are still quite good teams from across the world. I looked at the Champions League draw today, and I won't lie, there's a lot of teams in there that I'm like, they're just not that good.
Yeah, I think the group stage is like a good start for teams to find some form in the Champions League, but it's also very hard when it comes to finals and the knockout stages to manage, the league, the players they've got to play in the league and in the Champions League. To get your best team out week in, week out, it's tough.
Is it easier to win 2 games where you can get lucky in, or to be consistent over a 38-week period?
I think to be consistent over 38 weeks is definitely a lot harder, especially to maintain a level, of winning every week, just like Man City did for a while when they won the league. It shows that the squad is gelling together really well, and that's the biggest part, I reckon.
Well, that's it. All right. So ultra good, ultra bad. Is it harder to win than the Premier League? You've got to give me an answer. You can't be sitting on the fence here.
No, I don't reckon. I reckon the Premier League's harder to win.
Interesting. I don't mind it. I'm going to say.
What do you reckon?
That's it. I think the Premier League's harder as well. Yeah. Javen, is the Champions League or the Premier League harder to win? Premier League.
Coming from a United supporter. You wouldn't know what Champions League is.
Hey.
Don't worry about
it. Also, Javen, is Trent better than James?
Reece James?
Yeah. No, Dan James.
I like that.
Reece James
man.
better.
Good man.
Interesting. Ultra Sud. Do we know what we're talking about? I don't know. Now, last one. Javen, you can stay for this one too. And Mickey, ultra good, ultra bad. Manchester United is better off with Ronaldo. Without Ronaldo.
Oh, hard to say right now. What do you reckon, Jeevan? United supporter? Ultra bad.
So you want Ronaldo still? Look, I've got to kind of agree with him. I do think, though, that maybe we kind of have to just... And even whether he drops the ego and whether he just acknowledges where he's at right now. I think what happened on the weekend against Liverpool, where he came on in the last 15, last 10... I mean, he's not a bad sub. Mickey, you're putting on one of the goats of football of all time in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Martial actually did an unbelievable job when he came on, and I was surprised. He held the ball up quite well, but I think if you've got Ronaldo, I know people like to hate on it straight away. If you have Ronaldo, I don't understand why you wouldn't at least want him. It depends on your club's position.
Yeah, of course.
But I think for the position Man United's in now, can we afford letting someone like Ronaldo leave? I don't think he should play every game and play 90 minutes every game.
Yeah.
I think his roles and minutes should differ as the season progresses, because like we said, he's getting old. He can't really play up to Ten Hag sort of play style. But I'd say ultra bad for that.
Ultra bad for that as well, I reckon. I think he's towards the end of his career. He's a bit older now. He's not going to press just like Ten Hag wants. And you do sacrifice a lot when you don't put Ronaldo into the squad, into the starting 11. But at the same time, if he's coming off the bench...
Mate, it's unbelievable player off the bench.
Ronaldo
You don't know
off
what
the
he can
bench,
do, because
yeah.
we know he can get up high. He can start whipping the balls in, which I think Man United lack a little bit. We don't have that sort of real aerial threat. Now, we've touched on Man United quite a bit. We've got to touch on Chelsea too. Don't think you're getting away with it, Mick and you, okay?
Tough gig.
Man United versus Liverpool. Also, more pressure for you. When we preview at the end of the game, we guessed, or Kotze guessed 3-0 Chelsea and Leeds. Sorry, no, Luca.
Luca did.
Luca guessed 3-0 Leeds to beat Chelsea.
I can't believe that.
I guessed 2-1
United.
Man United to beat Liverpool. So, if you stuff up the pattern, we might actually have to get Terence Carter on.
Nah, we're going to keep it going.
We'll keep it going. So, Man United versus Liverpool, unbelievable game. What's your name? Michael, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. How we somehow won 2-1. I know we played well.
I couldn't believe it, yeah. I actually couldn't believe that either.
I mean, I was messaging Jeevan during the game and he just sent me voicemail. He was like, Kosta, I can't believe it. I don't understand what's going on. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. What I like the most is that we get managers come in and they're always going to say, things have to change. We're going to change stuff. Ten Hag came in and he showed balls. He dropped Harry Maguire.
Well overdue.
He started Elanga. He benched Ronaldo. McTominay started. Fred got dropped. Malacia came in to start. Luke Shaw got dropped. Varane came in. Martinez came in. I mean, that back four, I think every Man United fan now knows that that's the back four they want to see more often. Ten Hag came in. You can see that was the game where everything just clicked. Whether we can do it on a more consistent level, I'm not too sure. But it was definitely a look in the right position. Liverpool, on the other hand, they looked a shame. I haven't seen Liverpool play that bad in years.
Yeah, I think before United scored their first goal, they were just a bit everywhere. United were on top of them, but then after United went 1-0 up, Liverpool started to get more control of the game, started slowly creeping back into it, had a few more chances, but United did well defensively and kept them out.
And that's the positive thing as well. Usually, when we went down 2-1, Jeevan and I were absolutely losing it, but when we went up 2-1 and then we conceded that one goal by Salah, who I forgot was playing before he did score. Have you seen Firmino? Oh, he's still lost as well. Yeah, who? Bobby Firmino? I don't know. Apparently he was playing for Liverpool on the weekend, but I didn't see him.
Didn't notice.
I thought, okay, done. If Man United always will concede that second goal as soon as momentum goes against them.
Yeah.
And the last 10 minutes of the game, we held off. Martinez, I love. And everyone's saying, now you've won 1 week. I was big on Martinez when we first signed him. I said, give him a bit of a chance. I think he's a great player. Paired with Varane, there's a reason why Varane is a multiple-time Champions League winner. Then you got Casemiro coming into that midfield.
Yeah.
We're putting in a 90 million bid for Anthony, which I won't lie, 90 mil. Are you kidding me?
It's tough.
A little bit too much.
Yeah.
But now look at that triangle. Casemiro, Martinez, Varane. 21's coming, Michael. We're winning the league.
No.
Michael, we're winning the league.
One step at a time.
I'm telling you, we're winning the league. Baby steps. But guess what? This baby has got 6'5" legs.
You've got Southampton this week, and I don't know. I'd put my money on Southampton if I was honest.
So you know what? That's actually the big test, though. And we'll get to it later on. It's actually the big test, and that's a game where sometimes it might just cause us issues.
Yeah.
If United really is back, and I put in quotation marks because I don't think we're back still, but if we are stronger, then that's a game where, okay, you go out, you win 2-0, you shouldn't be pressured too much.
In a perfect world, yeah. In a perfect world, you win every game, clean sheet, but
Now, Liverpool.
it doesn't happen.
Mikinho, tell me about Liverpool. They've got a lot of injuries. Is it another year where, everyone has to... Because Liverpool's the only team that ever gets injuries, okay? So
Yeah.
is it another season where Liverpool, we've got injuries, let's cancel the league because no one else ever gets injuries? Or do they actually have to look at their squad, look at the depth, look at maybe the transfer windows of the past and realise that, okay, maybe now's the time that we have to start that transitional sort of phase and bring in these younger kids to play midfield. And it means that they might not challenge Man City as well as what they might have expected to at the start of the season, but injuries are a part of football.
For sure.
You look at the injury list, it's like Oxlade-Chamberlain. I think Yotta's a big loss, Obviously, I think Matip is a big loss as well. I think he's quite underappreciated in that Liverpool side. But at the end of the day, every team's got injuries. And I think Liverpool should still be up there with the quality they have.
Yeah.
Should still be up there to challenge for the title still.
For sure. I think now, because it's only, 3 games in, third round's just passed, for them to have that many injuries at the start of the season, it isn't ideal, but every team's going to cop injuries, and whether it's at the start of the season or at the end of the season, we're all going to cop them, and you just have to live with them and deal with them. And it's obviously time to move on. And when the transfer window opens in January, maybe it's time to look elsewhere.
And that's the thing. You look at their transfers, and they're not a club that I think they've changed their method of approach the last couple of years in the way they do make their signings and their transfers, and they're not going to do these panic deals. You're seeing Man United. Apparently, we put in a 30 mil offer for Asensio as well. I haven't heard of Asensio's name since 2017, 2018.
Me neither, but I reckon he could be a good signing.
Off the bench, I don't mind it.
For sure.
Some squad depth players like that. And United need players that can challenge the starting position, because for a while we haven't had, that Luke Shaw knows is the only left back at the club, and he's comfortable there. But then you look at Liverpool again, and maybe they need to make some of these, not desperate signings, but look abroad a little bit and get these sort of 20 mil players, 15, 30 mil players, just to sort of strengthen their squad a little bit and come in and do a job while these young kids are still, like a Harvey Elliott.
Yeah.
Curtis Jones is injured, but while a Harvey Elliott's still sort of developing, now's his chance to get minutes. Liverpool fans love him.
For sure.
Now's his chance to really show that he should get that starting position in the midfield.
For sure.
Agreed?
For sure.
Now, Chelsea, finally the time's come. I'm watching that game, Mark, and I couldn't believe it. I said at the start of the season that I'm not as hot on Chelsea as what I think people think.
Yeah. I think in pre-season, you saw results that didn't go our way when we should have got results against them. But to be fair, if you watch that Leeds game over and over again, that first half,
torn apart.
Leeds were unbelievable. Their press were next level. Chelsea couldn't even get a minute to breathe. And
Chelsea did just look slow. And then naturally you look at the starting 11, there's not that many plays you go, wow, he's rapid. Obviously besides like Sterling and stuff like that. But I think Koulibaly got caught out. I think it was a big welcome to the Premier League for him. He got sent off at the end.
What's he doing fouling and getting a yellow card in the first 10 minutes?
Card, and then at the end, he just pulls the player back.
The same thing. The same foul.
Kalidou, what are you doing? Kalidou's got no clue.
I can't believe it.
That was a stinker.
Yeah, he had a mare, but
wasn't good. But Leeds looked strong. Jesse March, you can see he's got their plays running. I guess Leeds have kind of kept that method of the Bielsa sort of effect of where they're pressing consistently.
Yeah.
I like the new kid. Aaron
Anderson, yeah.
Anderson, unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think he's an absolute baller. He played well. He should have scored a goal last week, but he did really, really well.
He looked dangerous, for sure. And Leeds just looked hungry for it. Just Chelsea, we couldn't do anything. We couldn't get any passes to stick. We couldn't get more than 5 passes together.
I think Leeds away is always a tough place to go, but I actually still have Leeds to get relegated. I had them to get relegated at the start of the season.
Nah, it doesn't look it, I don't reckon.
But if they can continue this, still no Bamford. Rodrigo stepped up. I put him in my fantasy team last week as well.
Played number 9 as well.
He scored the
goal. Up top.
Love that. He's a midfielder in fantasy. Brilliant. There's my tip of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Rodrigo's been scoring goals. I mean, a lot of them are tap-ins, but right place at the right time. Michael, you don't leave the 6-yard box when you play. So,
what's he on, 4 goals for the season?
Yeah, I think so.
Decent. That's good. It's a great start.
Unbelievable start.
I think Jesus might edge him soon.
Can Jesus win the Golden Boot?
I don't see why not. I think Arsenal have found their man with Arteta, and they could go all the way.
Who
knows? What's to say they can't do it?
Arsenal, I mean, they're buzzing. They're up and about. People are saying, can they do the Invincibles again?
Oh, I wouldn't go that far, but definitely they've got their first 3 games out of the way, and they've got the results that they've wanted, top of the table.
And again,
what more could you want? In
that transitional sort of phase where you've been bad for a while and then you're trying to start good, it's games like this where the true fans will see that, okay, sometimes these games trouble us in the past.
Yeah.
Now we're winning them comfortably.
Yeah.
And that's a big sign of development. I actually started watching the All or Nothing documentary
Yeah.
the other night.
Yeah.
I'll be totally honest. I fell asleep 15 minutes in. I'm tired, but it looked good. The
Getting
first
old,
15
mate. You're
minutes
getting
that I
old.
saw, it was 9:30, Mike, when I was asleep.
Yeah, it's definitely not you being tired. I think it's you're just getting old.
Just getting
Nobody
old.
goes to bed at 9:30 unless you're like 30 plus.
Michael,
Burnt out.
I'm the young one here. You're the old one.
You definitely don't look it. That's for sure.
Yeah, thank you. I was going to say something, but I can't.
Keep it for after.
How old are you, Michael?
23.
We've got. Wait till the guest next week comes on. Might need a walking.
30,
Get a rocking chair for him to sit on. Terrence, please don't watch it. Michael told me to say everything on that. What were we talking about? Gabriel Jesus and Arsenal.
Yeah.
Arteta, and I'll be honest, the first 15 minutes, you can just tell. I reckon Arteta paid them some dirty money for that documentary.
You reckon?
Because mate, we've got our man, and it's Mikel Arteta. Like, the bloke's still done nothing at Arsenal, really.
Yeah.
I guess clearing out that squad is an interesting part. But that's a Arsenal documentary. I don't mind it. What do you think? What do you think? I think we asked you last week your thoughts
I've
on
only
those
watched the first
documentaries.
episode. I haven't had time to watch the other episodes, but
You get-
I love the All In or Nothing series. Like
Yeah.
I've watched the Tottenham one, that was unbelievable, and the City one was good too.
the behind the
It's good to
scenes
see,
stuff.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that
For
behind
sure.
the scenes stuff. We might even get a behind the scenes here at Ultra Football.
maybe if I'm lucky. Might be second choice again, but it is what it is.
You can see what Mickey does when he's not getting a coffee every day.
You don't want to see. You don't want to see.
You don't want to see?
No.
All right, sweet.
My
DJ.
contract will be on the line.
Actually, I'll tell you one thing about Michael. You are the DJ of the store.
I am.
Yeah,
Underappreciated DJ, but
Your speaker, it goes around the place.
yeah.
It sticks at the back in customization.
Yeah.
But like, what's your go-to tune in the change rooms?
My first song
First tune
in the change rooms.
in the change rooms.
Sweet Escape.
How's it
Gwen
go?
Stefani.
What?
The Sweet Escape.
Why
Gwen-
are you playing Gwen Stefani?
Why wouldn't you be? I'm the DJ and you're not.
Why? I wasn't expecting that.
All right, that or Headlines by Drake.
Yeah, okay.
My first two songs.
Do you prefer like your in the change room or like a bit of a
Nah, a bit of uns, but not too heavy,
but
you know?
not too heavy?
Yeah.
You know what I love in the uns like some female vocals.
Do ya?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, there are some good ones.
It gets me going.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll score a hat trick if you've got fair. On
Like
the way
that Afraid to Feel song, have you heard it?
Nah.
Nah, alright, we'll play it after.
Afraid to feel. We might
Yeah.
get monetized, but
Yeah, well.
demonetized.
Yeah.
That's fine. No, like on the way to futsal,
Yeah.
it's a bit of a mix. I don't mind my Spanish and my Greek,
Yeah.
but then sometimes I love the Greek ones. It's about
Yeah, you love your
it's
Greek
about,
music,
like,
don't you?
I only really listen to Greek music,
Yeah.
but a lot of them are like about true love and shit, and like.
And that's what gets you going before a game.
I've never been in love,
Yeah.
and it makes me feel alone sometimes.
Yeah, and that's what gets you going before a game.
Yeah, because I think of like maybe there is someone watching me in the crowd. You
Yeah.
never know who's going to rock
Yeah,
up
you're
to
right.
box or high
No,
futsal.
you're right.
You never know who's going to watch the 1-0 FC video on YouTube.
The best ones are the ones that are unexpected. That's what they say.
Mate,
So
that's right.
you know,
Now, speaking of unexpected, Newcastle went 3-1 up against Manchester City.
Can't
Talk about a
believe that.
segue, huh?
that's huge.
3-1 up. I mean, I called it the derby last week, the Saudi Arabia derby.
Yeah, I like it.
3-1 up. They're about to sign Alexander Isak.
Yeah.
Isak.
Yeah, they
I call-
announced that this morning.
70 mil.
That's
And
big.
look, he's a good young striker. You know who I do feel sorry for, though? Callum Wilson.
Yes.
He seems like a top guy. Never
Yeah.
met him, but if
Yeah.
you did want to come on, have a shout. He seems like a top guy,
Yeah.
and I think he's a great player.
Definitely.
I think he really is a good player. I don't think Isak will be the starting striker straight away. He's young.
Yeah.
He's a tall, lanky kid.
Yeah.
Played in at Real Sociedad for years now. I think it's going to take him a bit of time to develop. I think similar to what I praised, I guess, Klopp with Darwin Núñez, which obviously turned poor like at the end of it. I think easing Isak in as a young
Yeah,
kid.
definitely.
Callum Wilson can still start, and I think he deserves to. So you got to praise him for that.
Yeah.
I think that might be the way to go. How many goals can you see Isak scoring? He's a good young prospect.
Yeah.
Good young prospect. But into the Premier League, he's obviously not going to a top club. So he's not going to a Man City or United, Chelsea or Liverpool.
Yeah.
He's gone to a Newcastle United who are in that transitional phase. How do you see him faring?
I think he can be that guy for them. I reckon he can
guy.
hit double digits if he really works hard and gets a couple more games in him.
Yeah.
He needs time to adapt to the Premier League and stuff. But there's no reason why he couldn't be their guy
I like that.
to score the goals.
I like it. Well, he's like the first sort of. I think these are the signings that people were expecting Newcastle to make when that takeover came in.
Yeah.
That the young player that they can get, because Isak was on the table for Man United. Man City would have looked at him.
Yeah.
Some big clubs in Europe would have Alexander Isak on the whiteboard in the boardroom saying we're going to sign that player.
Yeah.
Newcastle United came in. And I think I think that thing should be exciting for him as well.
Oh, of
He
course.
could be that new man, that
Yeah.
striker that's there for the next 5-6 years, taking them into Champions League
Yeah.
even in the future. So that's some exciting stuff there for Newcastle. Well, I mean, Man City did end up coming back 3-all.
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne, what
Next
a
level.
player, mate. That
Next
guy
level.
I was hesitant on, like, years ago. Like, I was like, okay, he's good, but is he that good?
Yeah.
He's unreal.
Yeah.
Unbelievable player. Now, we've got 3 games that I'm going to ask for your score predictions with. We'll touch on it quickly because then I've got to ask you a little question at the end. You can see the leaderboard there. Look at Corrado. He's got 24. So we'll challenge you then.
He's definitely been doing his research.
Mate, look, he does his research.
You would have given him 2 days in advance, though. You gave me about, what, 3 hours?
Don't say that. No, that's not true. I let you. Oh, it's because Terence wanted a haircut.
Yeah, well.
You think Terence has got to guarantee me views next week, you said?
Little T.
Little T. Ooh, little
Nice,
T.
little
Did
T.
you hear that, little T? And then there's Stavreski.
Little T.
He just walks like he's crazy. Stavreski, give us actually, Liverpool.
Big Liverpool supporter.
Last week, Stavreski was saying,
Through the group stage of Champions League, it's all right.
wait,
Isn't everyone?
everyone will. Have you seen
Everyone
the
will.
teams? I mean, Man United's not, but.
We'll get through to the next stage. Easy.
Oh, we're going to win Europa League. I'd rather win a trophy than just get past the group stage. Now, Mikinho, Southampton, Man United, give me a quick score prediction. I'm going to take it off you and go 2-0 Man United.
Really?
Yeah, because we're winning the league.
All right. I think I'm just need to pipe it down a bit, and I reckon Southampton 2-1.
That's huge. That could be the one where, Nando during the week gives me my feedback and he goes, hey.
You'll see
Mikinho got it
Nando.
right.
You'll see Nando on Monday with a Southampton jersey. That guy has every jersey, and he knows how to rub it in people's faces. But it's good
Is that
banter.
his little secret part?
I reckon,
He's just
for
got
sure.
every jersey, so he knows that once Man United win against
sure.
Liverpool, he's got to go hang stuff onto Liverpool.
For sure.
Now, Chelsea, Leicester. You're a Chelsea man. Leicester, they're not too good.
Yeah.
I really don't rate Leicester that highly. Can you get the job done? You're back at Stamford Bridge. What's
I think
the score prediction there?
both teams are looking for points, especially this early in the season. And Leicester, to be fair, are a good team.
Yeah.
They rely on some players, and they've got some injuries as well. But Chelsea need to bounce back. I reckon Chalobah will slot straight back in for
Yeah.
Koulibaly.
I think, honestly, Chalobah should put his hand up to start.
Oh, for sure. He's pushing every week, but I reckon 2-0 Chelsea.
2-0 Chelsea. I think Leicester, there's just not a lot of attacking threat there. I think defensively they're weak. Obviously, Kasper Schmeichel's gone too.
Yeah, I can't believe they let him go.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
For nothing. For a mil.
Because to me, I guess Leicester, naturally just here, they're obviously not a massive fan base as one of those bigger clubs like a Chelsea
Yeah.
or Man United. Schmeichel, I just thought was one of those cult heroes and was got to be there, I guess, to the day he died. Sort
Yeah,
of thing. But
he's captain. He was captain of the club.
He is old,
Yeah,
but I think the position Leicester's in now, I think they need that experience, and to let him just go,
Yeah.
I was quite surprised.
Sure.
I think Chelsea will get I might even go for a 3-0 win. A nice little bounce back from last week.
Yeah.
They might counter-attack those 3
Yeah.
goals that they conceded.
For sure.
I don't think Leicester are anything that special. Now, to finish it off, Man City versus Crystal Palace. I like Crystal Palace, man. Mate, Crystal Palace, exciting team to watch. They had an unbelievable game last week. They were unreal. Oh, so we'll quickly touch Fulham Brentford also. Shout out to Fulham Brentford. Cracker of a match. Mitrovic last minute last week. Unbelievable. But Crystal Palace Man City. I think Palace can actually give it to Man City. Jeevan, Palace Man City score prediction. 3-1 City.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I reckon Palace will get on the scoreboard. They've got a great team. They're all young, but I reckon Man City, just their quality is unbelievable, unmatched.
I think it will be one of those things where Palace are good.
Yeah.
They get the credit that they deserve.
Yeah.
Like, they'll put in a good shift. But Erling Haaland's just too good.
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne's just too good.
To be fair, Vieira's done well. I didn't expect much from him when he first took the job.
Mate, 2 words. I'll put my hand up. My bad. I thought Vieira was going to be the first one gone. Honestly,
Yeah, you reckon?
I didn't think he was going to be good at all. Because he
Really?
really came in
Yeah.
with like zero quality expertise behind him
Yeah, exactly.
in the
Yeah,
manager
yeah.
position. It was
Yeah.
at New York. I think he really didn't have a test as big as Crystal Palace.
Yeah, it's a big jump.
Really, really, really surprised me.
Yeah.
And I think he's a great manager. He could be in years to come when Arteta does get the sack
Yeah.
eventually, or when he does leave.
Yeah.
Vieira could be the next Arsenal coach.
Who do you reckon is the first one to go this season, manager-wise?
I think Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Just because I think Leicester are going to realise real quick that they're going to need a change, and I think Brendan Rodgers will realise that maybe his time's up.
Yeah.
I'm also going to throw in another name into the hat, Steven Gerrard.
Really?
I think they'll keep him because he's Gerrard,
Yeah.
but I think once they start looking at performance sort of the last couple of weeks and the ending to last season, and what he's really done. I think by the end of this, I don't think he'll get sacked this season, but I think if they don't really perform this season overall, I would not be surprised if Gerrard gets the flick,
I reckon Frank Lampard.
gets the sack.
I reckon, especially if Everton lose Gordon.
60 mil, Gordon. Are you kidding me,
Yeah,
Michael?
that's a bit
I mean,
stiff.
60. If Gordon is 60 mil, that just means I'm worth 1 mil on the transfer market.
For sure, yeah, for sure.
I mean, you might be worth like 10 mil.
Yeah.
Terence Carter would be like 500 grand on the transfer market
If he's
that's
lucky.
the case. If he's lucky.
Yeah.
I guess he's got age going against him.
Yeah.
But
I would take him on a free, but
at least he's got a recovery.
yeah.
He's got a recovery lab, which is good. At least he can do that and fix his old bones.
Good start, good start.
Now, Michael, we like to play a game here at the end, and
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you how many boots you can name in 30 seconds. I've got the stopwatch on me. I'm not looking at anything dodgy on the phone. I'm not looking at Luca Corrado sending me photos or anything like that, or Lucas Liucci on his Be Real.
Yeah.
30 seconds. Name as
All right.
many boots as you can. You can
go.
see there we've got the scoreboard. I'm going to start your time in 3, 2, 1, go.
Tempo, CTR, Tempo Premier.
4.
You going to take that?
Yep.
Yeah. F50, Predator, Adipures, 11 Pros, Mizunos,
9. Oh, mate, you've got 5 seconds left. You're on 9,
Diodoras,
10.
Pumas,
11.
Puma
You're just naming
Ultras.
brands,
Oh,
12.
sorry, Puma Ultras, Evo Speed, Evo
14,
Power,
15. 15. You're on 15. You got times up in 1. 15. 15.
Hypervenom?
It's straight.
I didn't say
I'm not taking that one.
Nah, no,
15.
no.
I'm not taking that one.
All right.
I'm not taking that.
all right.
15. Mickey
I'm
Nguyen.
happy with that. What's the
You passed Jeevan by 1.
second? I'll take it.
You passed second. Out of 4, you're halfway. You're in the middle.
Considering-
Kosta got 10.
Yeah, that's poor from him, but to be fair, he was the first one, and
Yeah, but to be fair, Kotta doesn't do anything else other
How-
than he stays at Ultra for 2 hours before he shifts.
I think the bigger question is how did Luca Corrado get 24?
Yeah, we might need to go do a recount on that.
Nah,
We'll see how
that
long
can't
he
be
had.
right.
But he got 24. I think he was naming every single additional boots.
Nah,
But look, you have to take it up with the high powers there. Michael Nguyen, I've delayed his meeting, so look at that commitment to the cause, Michael
next
Nguyen.
level. Terence Carter would never.
Mate, I'll tell you what, Terence, we'll see you next week, my man. Michael, thank you for joining me.
Thanks,
It's
mate.
been a pleasure. Plenty of football on. Big week of football ahead.
Huge.
This has been the Ultra Sud podcast. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, do that business. Every Friday we bring a new podcast to you. We'll see you guys next week. Michael, anything to say to the people?
Sue.